Hello and welcome to the Microsoft Teams training. This is just a very basic crash course. It gets much more advanced because there are a lot of really neat, cool features that you can get to know and use in Teams. However, this is just a basic overview. If you want to learn more, there will be more trainings on the way in August, but also there are some great and helpful YouTube videos, and also Microsoft does offer some free training courses asynchronously on their website. So the first thing you'll want to do is use the search box to see if Teams is installed on your computer already. If it is, it will show up as a search result. If it's not, you won't get any search results posted. If it's not a search result, if it's not already installed, you can still access it because you can also use Teams in a web browser like Chrome. So to do that, you'll want to go to our main website, concordia.edu, choose Employee Webmail from our Quick Links, go to Quick Links, Webmail, and then choose Employee Webmail. From there, you'll log in using the same password and your email address that you use in Outlook. And after you're logged in, you'll be taken to all of the Office 365 apps. Teams is one of those apps. So you can click on it, and then it will open up as a separate window in Chrome for you. So you don't necessarily need it installed on your computer to be able to use it. So what we're looking at right now are all of the teams that I've been assigned to at Concordia. One of the things to remember is we are not able to create a team. The PSC needs to do that for us for a variety of reasons. One being storage. If we all created 500 teams, it would quickly become unmanageable. But you can easily request for a team to be made by using a form on Tornado Times. So if there's a team that you want, say you're starting a faculty Bible study and you want a team for it, that's fine. Just go on to Tornado Times, fill out the form and send it to the PSC, and they'll get started on that request for you. So this is how you would normally join or create a team, but since we can't do it that way, you'll want to go to Tornado Times instead. So these are the teams I've been assigned to. In the fall, each class will also have a Teams assigned to it. So we'll start to see our classes populate later in August. This team is comprised of a few MED faculty. So as we look at this team, right here are all the posts we've made with each other. You can go down here and start a new conversation. Also notice you can use the @ sign to mention someone. That's very helpful. For example, these are adjunct faculty. They are all very busy with their full-time jobs, and so they're not really checking Teams as much as maybe I am, which is okay because if we mention each other in our conversations, we actually get an email notification too that we've mentioned each other. So then they know to come in and check Teams so we can continue our conversation in here. The other neat thing about Teams is our file sharing capabilities. I imagine we'll be using this quite a bit for classes, and students will be able to share files with each other as necessary or directed by their instructor or professor. So one neat feature about Teams is that you can create new files directly from within Teams. If we click down here, for example, I can create a Word document. I will name it and create it. Now this is all happening within Teams. But now since I've created it within the team, everyone on that team also has access to it, can view it, and we're all sharing and collaborating on it together right from the get-go. If I click up here to have a conversation about it, it will open a conversation tab where I can start commenting on the document and we can start collaborating together. And again, notice I can continue to use the @ sign to mention people so they can come in and look at the document with me. And of course, it still has all the features of Word. So we can comment, we can track changes, and I can open it in the desktop app, my Word document on my desktop, if I want to just use the normal Word that I'm used to, and then save it back to Teams. I'm going to go ahead and close out of that. As the team owner, I can continue to add up here if there are other documents I want to add. If I choose the plus sign, I can look at all of the apps that Office 365 has available. So say I want to use a form next for everybody. So we won't go into that today, but I can create a form and I would post that in the team. And then that way, say it's a class, I can say, hey class, go ahead and fill out this form for me. Maybe it's a mid-semester review so that I can see where everybody stands. I can create that directly within my team and it's automatically shared. So I just have to tell everyone about it. So we'll close out of that. So that was my teams right there. There is a way to track assignments within Microsoft Teams. Microsoft is trying hard to get into higher ed by letting us set up assignments and have a classroom feel. However, we want to make sure that we don't take the place of Blackboard. So there may not be as much use for assignments, but it is there as an option. And then the calendar link will load directly with your Outlook. So if I go back to my Outlook and say I am going to schedule a meeting, let's invite Christina to a meeting about Teams. Now my location is empty, but if I go up here and click Teams meeting, notice it just automatically populated that for me. It provided me a link. I don't have to do anything more than just click join Teams meeting, and I'm going to send it to her. Now, it's going to remind me that it's right now. I'm going to put it in Outlook. If we come back to Teams now, I'll refresh my screen by going back to the assignment page. We'll go look at the calendar again. And look, here is my Teams meeting I just created. It auto-populated into Microsoft Teams for me, and I can just choose the join meeting or the join link. It would allow me just to join the meeting. If I click that link, it will pop up, begin the live video conference with Christina. So it's just a one click away, and I have created a meeting invite for everybody. The link's been auto-populated, and I can invite as many people as I want. All of the apps to Office 365 are down here, so you can look at that as well. If I want to start a new conversation with someone, if I just want to chat, this is the feature up here. I'll click the chat button. And then I can enter anybody's name at Concordia. They'll need to be in the Concordia system, so with an official concordia.edu or at ctx.edu email address. Let's choose Michael Birch. So I could start my new conversation with him by saying hello. I would hit enter and we would start an instant message conversation where we could start sharing files or doing whatever we need to do. Up here, if we needed to have a video call or just a phone call, I would click that button and it would start calling him. Or I could add other people to the conversation. If all of a sudden I'm talking with Michael and we decided Martha also needed to be part of the conversation, we could quickly add her to the same conversation thread by choosing this button. The other thing I wanted to tell you about is your call capabilities. So as I mentioned, if you make an audio call, you can call anybody at Concordia from Teams. If they're not there, they won't answer. It does have the option of going to voicemail. So if you want to set up voicemail for yourself, so if somebody calls you but you're not on Teams and can't answer, you can do that by clicking on your profile button and choosing settings. So here's your layout. You can make it look however you want. But if you come down to calls, you can configure your voicemail. So I do recommend that. That way, if somebody calls you, it won't ring and ring and ring. You can set your voicemail and they can leave you a message and you can get back to them. Or of course, you can forward your calls to somewhere else if you don't think you'll be on Teams as much.